Hi, I'm Alex. Today we're diving into a question that has intrigued economists, historians, and everyday citizens alike. How did the US dollar become the world's preeminent currency, an untouchable symbol of power and stability? If you find this topic as fascinating as I do, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of wealth and luxury. The story of the dollar's rise is not merely a narrative about economic policies or trade agreements. It is a complex saga woven from strategy, war, and the shifting sands of global power dynamics. The roots of the dollar's dominance stretch back to the aftermath of World War II. By 1945, the United States had emerged as the world's largest economy, accounting for nearly half of global output. This unprecedented economic strength provided fertile ground for the dollar to plant its flag firmly in the international arena, setting the stage for its future as a global currency. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Conference convened in New Hampshire, where delegates from 44 nations gathered to lay the groundwork for a new international monetary system. This pivotal meeting established the dollar as the world's primary reserve currency, pegged to gold at a rate of $35 per ounce. Other currencies were then pegged to the dollar, creating a system where countries needed dollars to trade, invest, and build their economies. By 1971, the US held about 75% of the world's gold reserves, which bolstered global confidence in the dollar's value and reliability. However, the dollar's supremacy faced significant challenges in the following decades. The 1970s ushered in a series of economic shocks, including the oil crisis of 1973, which saw oil prices quadruple, and rampant inflation that reached a staggering 13.5% in 1980. By 1971, President Richard Nixon faced mounting pressure from both domestic and international fronts. In a bold and controversial move, he suspended the dollar's convertibility into gold, effectively ending the Bretton Woods system and marking a transition to a fiat currency. This shift was fraught with risks. It could have destabilized the dollar's value. Yet it also opened the floodgates for a new era of monetary policy flexibility, allowing the US to respond more dynamically to economic challenges. The 1980s marked a critical turning point in this narrative. The United States battled inflation through high interest rates, which peaked at 20% in June 1981. These elevated rates ultimately attracted foreign investment, resulting in a surge in the dollar's value. Countries around the globe began to stockpile dollar reserves, recognizing its strength. The allure of the dollar was not solely about stability. It was also a reflection of America's geopolitical clout. With the Cold War in full swing, the US positioned itself as a bastion of capitalism, contrasting sharply with the Soviet Union's command economy, which was faltering under its own weight. As the 1990s rolled in, the tech boom added yet another layer of intrigue to the dollar's story. The rise of Silicon Valley and the internet catalyzed a transformation in the US economy, leading to unprecedented growth rates. The dollar became synonymous with innovation and opportunity, with the US GDP growing by an average of 4% annually during this period. Countries worldwide began to perceive the dollar not just as a currency, but as a symbol of economic strength and progress. By the end of the decade, nearly 70% of global transactions were conducted in dollars, reinforcing its status as the world's reserve currency. The events of September 11, 2001 presented a new set of challenges for the dollar. The US launched a global war on terror, resulting in significant military expenditures that raised concerns about the potential weakening of the dollar. Critics questioned whether such spending would undermine the currency's stability. However, even in the face of economic turmoil, the dollar remained resilient. The 2008 financial crisis further solidified its position as the preferred currency. As global markets collapsed, investors flocked to the dollar, viewing it as a safe haven. The Federal Reserve's swift actions, including lowering interest rates and implementing quantitative easing, played a crucial role in stabilizing the economy and bolstering confidence in the dollar. By the 2010s, the dollar's dominance appeared untouchable. It was no longer merely a currency. It had evolved into a global brand. Countries held trillions of dollars in reserves, and the dollar accounted for over 80% of international trade. Even as emerging economies like China and India gained traction, they struggled to establish their currencies on par with the dollar. The yuan, for instance, was gaining popularity, but it lacked the flexibility and liquidity that the dollar consistently provided, particularly in global markets. Yet the dollar's journey is not solely about its financial might. It is also intricately linked to the power dynamics that accompany it. The US leverages its currency to impose sanctions and influence global affairs. Countries that rely on the dollar find themselves vulnerable to American economic policies, which can be wielded as a tool of foreign diplomacy. This has led to discussions about de-dollarization, with nations like Russia and Iran exploring alternatives to reduce their dependency on the dollar. However, despite these efforts, the dollar's complex web of trust, stability, and liquidity remains unparalleled in the global financial landscape. As we look ahead, the question arises, can the dollar maintain its stronghold in the face of emerging challenges? The rise of cryptocurrencies and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, poses a new challenge to traditional monetary systems. Central banks around the world are exploring their own digital currencies, which could alter the landscape of global finance. Nevertheless, the dollar's entrenched position and the trust it commands are hard to replicate, making it difficult for any alternative to dethrone it in the near future. The dollar's journey to becoming untouchable reflects not just economic principles, but also a tale of resilience, strategic maneuvering, and the intricate interplay of power on the global stage. Its status as the world's leading currency is a testament to the complex dance of politics, history, and innovation that has shaped the modern financial world. If you found this exploration of the dollar's rise intriguing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of wealth and luxury. In our next video, we'll delve into the opulent lifestyles of the world's richest individuals and examine how they wield their financial power to influence global trends and economies.